Whenever you watch one of my BULLWORKER workouts, you'll see that I'm in significant discomfort at the end of each set. This is because I train with a lot of effort. And I think that this is something that a lot of people get wrong. You see, the BULLWORKER kind of gives you the ability to cheat effort. Just to give you an example, when I do a cable spread, what I do is I will train in this range. And you will see from my shoulders and from the expression of my face that this is uncomfortable. Now, what I think a lot of people do is that at the end of each set, they start to work in a range that is a lot more comfortable, kind of to avoid pain. Now, if you extend your set to a lot of repetitions, then this can still bring you to a point of close or to failure. I'm not saying that you necessarily have to use maximum effort at each repetition. In fact, one very big benefit of a BULLWORKER is that you do not have to use maximum effort on each repetition. But let's say that you're strictly trying to do 3 sets of 12, for example, and the first few repetitions that you do are with a lot of effort. But then at the end, you start to get uncomfortable and you start to work in this range just to avoid using enough effort. If that's you, then you are leaving a lot of potential muscle gains on the table. So, it is especially the last few repetitions that are important. When I train with a BULLWORKER, the sensation that I experience is the exact same as if I would train with free weights. That is because whatever way I train, I want to feel discomfort. Okay? If you don't do this, then you're mostly going to burn calories and you will bring some blood flow to your muscles, sure, but you're not maximizing muscle synthesis. Now, when you do this, when you start to use more effort, when you become conscious of this, let's say that this was you, right? You weren't using enough effort. You do have to be careful, because especially once you start to use more effort, the risk for injury increases. But for example, the cable spread, an exercise that is typically known to be very safe, if you do this with a lot of effort and you flare your shoulders, you run the risk of getting a shoulder injury. Something you would typically not be prone to if you just work in this range, right? But it is problematic if you start to move in this range. Now, the BULLWORKER is very good for isolating muscles in a safe way that you could otherwise not train very efficiently in a safe way with free weights. For example, this is a great exercise for the medial deltoids. A great isolation exercise. If you would do this with free weights, you do a lateral raise. Yeah, that's, an exercise that would more often than not put you at the risk of injury, especially if you would start to use a lot of resistance. The same thing is the case. So another one you have to be careful with is the chest compression. What a lot of people do is this. They keep their elbows low. Especially if you start to use a lot of effort, the risk that you run to develop a tennis elbow increases a lot. So whenever you do a chest compression, ensure that your elbows are up like this. And that's really all you have to know. So use proper form, but do use enough effort. And then you will maximize your potential with the BULLWORKER. Have a nice day, everyone.